Teaming in Forsaken. Teaming in Forsaken is not widely debated at all, actually. People really dislike teaming, and it's not surprising why. There's a few different ways people team in Forsaken. However, the big ones from what I've seen and experienced, which is what we'll be talking about today, seem to be teamers, obviously, and friendlies. If you don't know what a teamer or friendly is, let me give you a super quick rundown on what teaming is real fast. Teaming is when two or more players intentionally avoid playing the game in the correct way that is supposed to be played. This depends on the type of game usually, but for example, in Fortnite, two players are playing solo battle royale and they are teaming up killing solo players while avoiding killing each other. This is obviously not how the game is supposed to be played, so they are teaming. In Forsaken, however, teaming is when the killer and one or more survivors intentionally don't play their roles correctly. This is almost always done in the vein of toxicity, usually when multiple players are mad at a certain player in the lobby. The killer will avoid killing any of the other survivors, and the survivors who are teaming with the killer will look for the target and intentionally alert the killer to their location, and will not help the survivor when the killer is chasing them. If the target dies, then the killer and survivor are usually friendly with each other until the round ends. There's a difference between teamers and friendlies, however. Friendlies are killer players who just never kill the survivors and instead stand around and talk or just kind of watch them from far away. Friendlies aren't toxic, but they are extremely boring to go against. But anyways, let's quickly dive into teaming and friendlies and discuss them a little bit. Friendly killers are, well, as I said, they're just friendly killers. They don't want to kill survivors and usually just walk around and talk. Why is that, and why do they do it? Well, I mean, I really don't know. During the Deuce Car win streak video me and my friends made, which you should totally check out by the way, we had a few friendly killers during the streak, and I voiced a few of my personal opinions on friendlies, which I'll reiterate here for you now. I personally don't like friendlies. I think they're incredibly boring to go against, and I just don't understand why you don't want to play the role correctly and kill the survivors. Some players I've seen have said one specific line that has stuck with me, and I truly don't understand the reasoning behind it. They say, "I don't like killing survivors," or a variation of that line. My response to that question is always the same. Why play killer then? If you don't like playing killer, then just turn off being killer in your settings menu. Then you won't earn malice, and you won't ever have to play killer. But I like the killers and just don't want to kill. Then go into a private match or something with friends. Most players I've seen in Forsaken also dislike when the killer is friendly, as it just feels like the game drags on forever and it feels like a waste of time, mainly because you can't earn any more malice and because you can't earn any more money really. Some have said, I want to earn money, but if you're being friendly, you earn way less money than just playing the game normally. It's actually super easy to get money if you just play your role as efficiently as possible and actually try to win. Some players have asked if the killer can be chill or friendly in a lobby, and I think to myself, why would they do that? If I'm playing killer, I might goof around sometimes, but I'm never going to let you get a free win because it's my job to kill you. Plus, earning malice can sometimes be easy or difficult if you get chased a lot and can't work on generators, or if the people in your lobby can just blitz generators super quick before you even touch it. I'm not going to throw my killer around just because you want to chill. I want to play the game properly. Some players might think they're giving the lobby a breather in quotes when they're being friendly, but from some of my experiences, that can actually just turn the lobby against the person, and killers will pretty much just focus them out every round so that the friendly can never get killer again, because the players actually want to play the game correctly and don't want a friendly killer who just wastes their time. Playing the game normally is way more fun than being friendly. It just wastes your own time and others that you're playing against as well. Plus, you're playing a game where as killer, it is your job to kill the survivors, so why even play the role that you don't want to play correctly with? Just turn it off and let other players be the killer. It just doesn't make sense to me why some people still play killer if they don't want to play it right. And I guess I never will understand, because I enjoy playing both the roles the right way because the game is more fun and exciting that way. Plus, it's an asymmetrical game, so you already know what you're signing up for when you play it. So if you don't like playing killer the correct way and don't want to play killer, then I would just suggest turning it off. I don't know how many more times I can say it or how many more times I can make it clear, but most people don't like friendlies and would just rather play the game normally because they don't want to waste their own time and they don't want you wasting their time. So just do the lobby a favor and just turn off killer if you don't like playing killer. It's as simple as that. Anyways, before I rant anymore, let's move on to our next segment. Alright, now we're finally actually talking about teamers. Teaming in Forsaken is, well, let me go ahead and lay this on a bit thick. Only losers team in Forsaken. That's a really harsh way of putting it, but the reason I'm saying it like that is because the culprits of teaming are usually toxic and salty players who are upset at something that had happened to them in the game. These toxic and salty players will usually team up on either newer players or a certain player who is really experienced and skilled at the game for a multitude of reasons. Maybe the survivor is wearing a certain skin the teamers don't like. Maybe a survivor outran them during their killer match and they got upset that someone was better than them. Or maybe they're trying to ruin a newer player's experience. But the list goes on and on. There's so many different reasons, and 99% of them are usually toxic and salty ones. So if you can think of any toxic reasons someone might team, then you're probably correct. There's a handful of good ones I can think of, but I guess the biggest example off the top of my head is someone is being racist, homophobic, etc. and the lobby teams up on that person to get them out of the lobby or ruin their time. That, in my eyes, is a fine reason to team. There are a few more, I'm sure, but I can't really think of them off the top of my head. And the one I listed before is the only one that I can realistically justify. Teamers are usually just salty or angry people who got upset at someone or something and are trying their best to get the revenge on the person who juked or killed them, or take it out on some innocent player who did absolutely nothing and is just playing the game normally. And that's just lame behavior in my eyes. Going out of your way to ruin someone else's time just because you're having a bad time yourself for no reason is just really not something you should do, and it just makes you a bad person. My very first game of Forsaken I ever played was actually in a lobby of teamers, and they ended up killing me and my friend, and then they were friendly with each other the whole rest of the round. Needless to say, we didn't stick around long. Teaming is not anything new to me though, as I've had to deal with teaming for a super long time. I have played Dead by Daylight for 10 years, and there's a lot of teamers that you'll sometimes see over there. They're just people who get upset that something is not going their way, and they always try to ruin people's time because they're salty. Me personally, I haven't ran into teamers in a super long time, but I do see a lot of YouTube videos that pop up quite a lot of people trying to team on the YouTuber and it usually not working out. So I guess I'm just kind of lucky when it comes to not encountering teamers. I do see a lot of salty players, but usually they never team with each other. They're just mad because they're mad. Anyways, how would you really deal with this? I'm not sure there's a simple way to do it. It's already a bannable offense, but I'm not sure how you'd be able to really program the game to detect and automate if someone is teaming or not. Really, the only thing you can actually do is just report it, but I'm not 100% sure if there's an official Forsaken report link because I couldn't find one in the main Discord server, so maybe it's in the Forsaken support server. You would just have to look around because I really don't know where to look to find stuff like that, but I guess if you ever did end up finding it, you would obviously need evidence, so you would have to clip or record them teaming, maybe catch them being salty and saying some toxic things, and just see if there's a link or a report ticket anywhere that you could fill out in the support server, because teaming is not fun and you're just ruining everybody else's time. But anyways, I think you get the whole point I'm trying to make, and I won't keep repeating stuff over and over, so let's just go ahead and wrap this up. Teaming in Forsaken is just lame, and it ruins the experience for everybody. Not just the innocent people playing the game, but also the people trying to do the teaming, as it's just not worth being that upset over a game. If you're teaming up on someone who's being really rude and a bad person, saying hurtful things to innocent people, then that's really the only way I could actually see it being justified, as we're all here to play the game and have fun. And you don't want someone being super harmful or rude when we're all just trying to have a good time and play the game. Other than that, you're just making yourselves look like absolute clowns, and you're ruining the experience for yourself and other people. It does not take a lot of effort in this world to be nice and kind to people. It's actually extremely easy. And if you're having a bad day, don't take it out on somebody else. We all have bad days. It's just how life is sometimes. Instead of being toxic in a game and ruining your own and other people's experience, just be kind and play the game normally. And if you're getting upset at a high-level player in your lobby or something else that's happened to you, then it's fine. And it's not that big of a deal. You can always switch lobbies or just take a break if you need. Sometimes there's just going to be another player that's better at the game than you, and the more that you play the game, you can get more experience and get better. Plus, going against good players is just a nice challenge sometimes, and it can help you get better at both roles. It's just not worth going out of your way to ruin other people's day, and if you're getting more upset, maybe it's time to just take a break or turn off the game for a little bit. Like I said before, and I'll just keep saying it, No video game is worth getting that angry and upset over. Just go do something else you enjoy and just take a breather. And if you feel like you're calmed down and ready, if you really want to keep playing, then go for it. And if not, that's also a completely respectable option. You don't want to just make yourself angrier and make yourself mad at the game even more. But anyways, I think that's about all from me on that. So thank you so much for watching my Forsaken rant on teaming. If you liked what you see, then please subscribe if you'd like. I make a lot of PvZ and Forsaken content, so if you enjoy both of those games, then you might have found the perfect channel for you. I'm also working on an Elliot guide video as well, so stay tuned for that. And while you're waiting, check out my Elliot Tower video or some other compilations I've done for Forsaken. I put a lot of time and effort into these videos, and hopefully you enjoy watching them as much as I did making them. Finally, leave some suggestions for topics you might want to see me cover in the future regarding Forsaken, PvZ, or some other games. Other than that, I won't keep you for any longer, so thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, week, month, whichever comes first, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.